And welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, the hardest career series. Today's episode marks a return to our space program with the launch of 2 spacecraft on the first mission to the planet Eve. We have a Titan II launched Evenera Mission 1, flyby, spacecraft A and B. But first of all, before we head to the launch pad, we shall take a quick look at them in the VAB, and then we shall begin today's mission. Okay, so first of all, we have the 4 antenna. Now, we've included 4 because we can lose up to 2 of these and still be able to get a signal back to Kerbin, as that is one of the stipulated requirements for our flyby mission. We have 2 objectives: to fly by within 20,000 kilometers, send signs back to Kerbin, and then approach within 500 kilometers to complete all of the flyby objectives. So we need 4 of these because we can have 2 of these fail and still be able to get a signal back, as I said. We have 2 very simple scientific experiments: the thermometer, and of course the other side we have the engineering test bay. Underneath that we have a full ring of battery packs, KWBXL, which is a large version. Gives us in total 909.7 electric charge. That includes 10 points of electric charge in the probe core itself. The tanks and propulsion system are exactly the same as the Explorer 5 and 6, so the previous spacecraft we launched. We've got the 4 solar panels, aux 1x6, photovoltaic. I've also got the thrust on the bottom, which is part of the Explorer spacecraft's basic flight package anyway, which we've included, as I said. So everything below here, the same probe core, tanks and propulsion unit, are exactly the same as the Explorer spacecraft. Just the upper workings have completely changed. Okay, so hopefully these 2 spacecraft complete their flyby objectives and transmit signs back to Kerbin objectives. We're including 2 spacecrafts A and B, just in case one completely fails. Okay, we're going to head out. It is just breaking dawn at the launch pad, so we'll head out and begin today's mission. Okay, so just about to achieve orbit. Try and go as high as possible. We've got a lot of LH2. So we'll save as much of this as possible. A little bit too high. Obviously, if into planetary missions, yeah, perhaps this isn't really important, as it's above the atmosphere. Okay, here we go. 70 again. It's about 75 or so. No, we'll stop at 71. I keep making a mistake of using this probe code because it's got no automatic target lock-in. Or perhaps it's tracking anything like that. It's just pure manual. I keep forgetting about that. Let's deploy. Solar panels and the antenna. Okay. We'll head around to the apparatus and push the apparatus up so it's safely, because we have got quite a high ejection angle to head towards Eve. We don't want to go entering the planet's atmosphere, especially not Kerbins. So okay, so that's circularized orbit for spacecraft A. 180 by 181.6 or so. That's just nearly 180.9, so almost perfect circle. We have both SRBs back and the first stage. That's good. Okay, so it's a map view. Going to plot the course of spacecraft A. We're going to make the burn as well. Send spacecraft A on its way towards Eve, and then we'll head back to the Space Center and launch spacecraft B and repeat the process. Okay, so plotted the course. It's going to take 3,767.5 meters per second on the delta V. We have 4,497 or so in the spacecraft itself, along with the LH2 stage that we still have connected. We have about 14,000 kilometers. It's inside of 20,000 kilometers for the two other contracts. The one contract requires us to be within 500 kilometers. We can correct that on the way there. Okay, well into the trans injection burn stage. LH2 stage are completely gone. So on the L-Aerosine 50 NTO, actual spacecraft propulsion unit, although technically it's actually not, it's just the third stage. Spacecraft still has some delta V, quite a lot of delta V actually, and its own tanks and its own thruster pack. So it's quite a long burn. It's about 9 minutes in total. Okay, as soon as this is finished, we'll head to the map view. Plot any corrections that we need to right straight away. Make those corrections and head back to the Space Center and launch the second spacecraft. So this one's going to be, I'll say at least maybe 2 or 3 hours ahead of the second spacecraft. Okay, so we're slightly overburned. For some reason, miscalculated the delta V. So we're going to have to spend 321.3 meters per second. We have got 348 meters per second spare in that final stage of the booster before I get to the thruster pack of the spacecraft itself. So it will actually took us in to 1,666.698 kilometers. It'll take us 66 days to get there. Okay, so we've got about, what is that? It's 25-second burn time. Node in 13 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm going to start the burn in 13 minutes and, well, 12 minutes and 59 seconds now. Okay, so course plotted. We have about 50 seconds this time before the burn begins. And I'm trying to move the spacecraft as quickly as possible to the maneuver node. We have got very weak reaction wheels. Okay, let's plot that. Let's head back to the spacecraft view very quickly. I will initiate this particular burn. A bit quicker than the last one. 30 seconds. Okay, so I had to make a correction burn. Not quite as drastic as the previous spacecraft though. I stopped the burn slightly short. It did still have a burn though, if I carried on with it. So I had to correct the elevation, at least around the equator. Around Eve, as you can see. Slightly under it. New course plotted. It takes us just about equatorially. As close as we can get. So we've got our closest encounter, as you can see, Eve right now is 14,000. It's plotted at 450 kilometres. So what's doing that to me? There, 450.303. Just that. And this is going to take 64 days. So basically, it looks like spacecraft B is going to beat spacecraft A, just like Juno. Well, our second spacecraft beat our first spacecraft. Typical. Okay, so we've got 13.6 meters per second correction. Alright, that's not really much. That's minuscule. So we've got 10 minutes and 20 seconds mark. So we'll head back to the spacecraft view and begin as soon as the timer runs down to 0. Okay. Very, very short burn. Don't go overdoing it. It's 450 kilometers is quite close to the atmosphere of Eve. It's actually slightly higher than Kerbin's. Okay, let's head to the map view and see exactly where we are. Just get rid of that. Okay, slight underbent, 567. It's got 2 contracts for within 20,000 kilometers, I should say. And the final one is within 500 kilometers. So we're going to put this a little bit further down. No, else we've overburned. Okay. Okay, we'll go to negative. If I can find it. That's positive. That's positive grade. I want negative. Got 536 meters per second in this final stage of the booster, so we're not exactly desperate for Delta V, that is for certain. Okay, about 454. Almost perfect. Okay, that's it. So we'll let this stage of the booster go and we'll let the spacecraft go on its way. Okay, so back at the Space Centre, that's both spacecrafts A and B on mission 1 to Eve. Safely on their way, fitting on each of the spacecraft the same item actually, battery short in. It's the first time I've used those battery packs. And obviously they don't like being used too much. So we've got, just waiting to roll out the next 2 spacecraft for the second mission to Eve. Which will be going in the very next episode. We've got to try and we've got to refurbish the pads before we can roll anything out. Otherwise they're not useful, not usable. Okay, that's the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to click like, it's appreciated. Also, if you do enjoy the content, clicking the subscribe button and sharing content is very much appreciated as well. If you should leave a comment or ask a question, you're more than welcome to do so, but please remember I do have a moderator team. I go through the comments and questions before firstly they're enabled on the channel and also sent to me. So if you're waiting for an answer, I do apologise, but I do sometimes run out of time. In fact, I do run out of time nearly every single time I try coming on the comment section to answer anyone. I can only do it be a couple of times a week, if that. Okay, so I apologise if I don't get to you again. Okay, don't forget if you have Facebook, Discord and Twitter. You'll find a link to all 3 of those platforms on the banner front page of the channel. You'll find a donate button. It's those 3 links. If you wish to show your appreciation for all the hard work in a monetary fashion, every penny is very much greatly appreciated. and go straight back into providing content on the channel this point in time and in the future. Okay, once again, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, as always, take care and bye-bye.